What's that smell?
I don't know about you, but I'm thirsty as fuck. Thirsty as fuck.
Hey, look at me!
Thrill me.
If you come back in here, I'm gonna hit you with so many rights, you're gonna beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Beg for a left.
Thrill me.
Hey, look at me!
No more hangers!
It stinks.
Hangers!
Get to the chopper! Stinger Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinger Madness, the podcast about bad movies by bad movie lovers for bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. This is the year 5 in review part 1. If you've never listened to a year in review episode, what we do is we each break down our 10 favorite bad movies that we saw in the previous year of podcasting. So what we tell everybody is this is the ones that you want to watch more than anything that we've ever talked about. Hello, Sam and Jackie.
Hello.
Good.
Well, you just said hello. You didn't ask me anything.
Yeah, you're on a podcast.
Okay.
You got to talk. You got to use your mouth.
Yeah.
Start mouth using you.
I had some biscuits and gravy for breakfast.
I was going to say that this episode was brought to you by Indigestion.
Indigestion?
Because I had chicken and waffles again.
That's dumb.
Making a terrible decision. I had half of the chicken and waffles, and my stomach feels like it's about to burst, like Alien. There's going to be a little chicken that comes out of there and is like, hello, my baby. It's gross.
I can't believe you did it again. And so it takes me like 6 months to forget how hard it hurts after you do it.
It's so delicious, though.
It's so good.
And I seriously was like, I'm going to eat only half the chicken and waffles. I'll be fine.
No, you
Nope.
can't. No,
You can't
because
do it.
the first bite hits your mouth, and then you actually start talking like this. Oh, so good. Oh, my God. And you just shovel it in. And then you can't, it's like there for 2 days.
Right. It just becomes, it's like a bag of cement.
Yeah.
Jackie?
I had a Diablo platter, which
that-
is
It's 2 words.
jalapeno, infused bacon and sausage
Uh-huh.
with eggs and French fries, all smothered in cheese sauce.
Is this episode being brought to you
By diarrhea.
Okay, all right.
I didn't even make it out of the restaurant. I was like, oh my God.
I
Firea.
think I'll stick with the indigestion. That sounds not pleasant.
And then it's like I barely made it home before the second round hit. I was like, oh my God. This was totally worth it, though.
El Diablo strikes again.
I know, right?
Are you guys ready to get into this?
Yeah.
I suppose.
Okay. All right. I guess we can dance around it for so long, but let's start with number 10. My number 10 this year, favorite movie of all time, well, podcasting of all time. I Believe in Santa Claus, the Christmas movie we did this year about the magical trip to Santa's house that 2 precocious scamps take while Santa fights terrorists.
And then feeds his elf. I'm still not sure what goes on with his neighbor goblin thing.
Yeah, the ogre? Is that,
I can't tell if
he's
he's
the ogre.
actually fighting him or subsidizing him. It doesn't make any sense. I feel like, no, he doesn't like him, but then when I reevaluate the situation, it's like, I think he's feeding him his elves.
Yeah, I think they've got a pretty solid agreement going on.
Or children that meander up to the North Pole when they just wander onto flights.
He's like Crastus from Game of Thrones. Like, he's got an agreement with the White Walkers. Like, here, eat a baby.
Sure.
You know, I don't need them. I've got plenty. And so you have an amicable relationship. Yeah, sure, it's tenuous, but you can hang out in your weird law. I'm pretty sure that Game of Thrones is based off of I Believe in Santa Claus. I think I read that somewhere, so that makes sense.
Well, yeah. Isn't the guy that runs the Black Watch Santa?
Right.
This was also my number 10.
It's also your, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm with you. I like the singing because
It's crap.
it's crap. It's total crap. And, there's nothing like a tooth fairy to save the day.
Yeah.
Was she a tooth fairy?
She's
some kind of fairy?
Fairy-esque, for sure.
I thought she was the tart fairy.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah,
she is pretty hot.
She's super hot. And the backstory about it being just a vehicle to sell her soundtrack that she couldn't even do because she broke her contract to even make. I mean, it's just like, it's everything you want in a shit movie, and it's a Christmas movie, which usually I fucking hate Christmas movies, but this is I would be willing to say after A Christmas Story, this is my favorite Christmas movie. Period.
I like
unironically.
I like it because, the janitor hits that kid with a thing of plaster right in the face.
Yeah, I mean, the Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas. Treat the nerdy poor kid like shit, He doesn't have a family.
Hit him with some brick mortar.
He's got an ugly duckling above his bed at night. I mean,
God.
his life is shit. Merry Christmas, you little fucker.
All because his parents have been kidnapped by terrorists.
And it's not like they have their country's doing a hard line, we don't negotiate with terrorists. It's like his parents have been kidnapped and there's no negotiations because the government couldn't find the phone. They just haven't even bothered to try.
Do you want to? I don't know. I don't really care one way or another.
There have been who's kidnapped?
What? Wait, Santa? Santa's going to go into Africa?
Yeah.
Like, does Santa get in trouble with the UN? Like, you can't just go in there, Santa. You've made a bad situation worse. Like, is there congressional hearings for Santa?
I think the UN probably just has like freelancers cards that they hand out to people, and Santa's got one of those.
Oh, like if you get captured, we're gonna disavow all knowledge of your existence type thing, and you end up in gulag.
Yeah,
Pretty hard though to say that he doesn't have knowledge of him, right? Because he's given the monkeys and the trees gifts.
Right, that's true. Santa has been there before. The monkeys are like, fucking, what are you doing here, Santa? It's not Christmas Day yet. It's Christmas Eve. Well, here's your presents, monkeys.
Yeah.
And the monkeys are like, yeah.
Sweet. I don't remember that part of the Santa lore where he gives animals presents.
I don't think that's really a thing.
Yeah, God, that movie.
But
is
notice
so
how
outlandish.
he snubbed the alligator that was going to eat him in the lake. And he's like, no present for you,
Yeah.
butthole.
That's what the alligator had actually written Santa a Christmas letter, and his request was the better part of your leg.
You've been a naughty boy, alligator. Here's some coal for you. And then the alligator eats the coal and dies.
Yeah.
Because Santa's a horrible person.
It turns upside down and starts bloating.
Yeah, I believe in Santa Claus. Good pick, Jackie, and good pick me. Sam, you're number 10.
It was almost, I believe, in Santa Claus, but it was slightly narrowed out by Howling 2.
Your sister's
Your
werewolf.
orgy's been stopped by Reb Brown. And I think that was the only way that instead of tossing a coin, I was like, well, this one doesn't have Reb Brown in it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going with the one that does. And I don't know why I like Reb Brown so much, because he stinks.
He's tough.
He's tough.
He's really tough to deal with.
He's like when we watch The Phantom, and every 10 seconds you're like, it's okay, it's me, Billy Zane, and he's smiling.
Uh-huh.
Reb Brown's like doing the antithesis of that every time. Like,
Right.
The camera cuts to him, you're like, it's him again.
Oh, man, you just made me grumpy, Red Brown.
Yeah.
But you do like Red Brown, and I guess he does have a following because there's so many of his movies that just blow ass, right?
All of them?
All of them. I just can't stand that guy. Can't stand the Red Brown. He's such a doofus.
He's a doofus. That's why I like it. I think that he's such a bad idea for a leading man that I just can't get over it. So every time I'm just giggling to myself, like, this guy really? This guy's awesome. He just can't do any of it.
I mean, he's like, the first time he walks in, and his agent is like, dude, you're going to like this guy. He's big. That's what I got to say. Okay, well, we need a big guy. Come on in. And he hits his head on the doorway as he comes into the producer's office and goes, "Oh, I'm Red Brown."
Yeah.
And they're like, "You are it, sir."
Yeah. Or he doesn't even do that. He just stands there blankly,
Mouth breathing.
in silence, and no one says anything until finally they're like, "Hi," and he's like, "Sorry, I was just thinking about tits and burgers."
I still think he hits his head on the way in.
And I'm going to go back to doing that right now.
Yeah, right. Close your mouth, Reb.
Can't eat burgers and tits with your mouth closed. Even imaginary ones.
He would be in the producer's office.
What are you doing? I'm imagine milking.
Oh, gross. Oh my God! I was going to bring in Christopher Lee into this conversation, but now I don't want to.
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
That's an insult to Sir Christopher Lee.
We're not even talking about the movie at all, just Red Brown.
yeah, it's like, all right, yeah, he was in there. Sybil Danning had some nice outfits.
Yeah, Sybil Danning's always
Some
great.
nice not outfits.
Yeah, some not nice outfits. I love her. I think she again is like Red Brown, where there's not a movie that she's in that just doesn't stink. You have to talk about these movies that these two are in, and you put them together, and it's like, oh my God, why is this not like The Howling 2 is a thing, but like it should be more of a thing. I loved The Howling 2.
It makes no sense
None.
at any level.
Zero.
I was astounded because it was the first time I had seen it. So I was just taken back the whole time going, did they pay attention to the sentence they wrote before the sentence they're on? And are they thinking about the next sentence as these three might be able to work together? And that never happened.
It never happened. Like, your sister's a werewolf is just a guy ruins an orgy. That is the plot.
And
Damn Christians.
so he's an undead wizard?
And he's also an undead wizard. That's
What?
not a werewolf thing.
Yeah, but then I guess, BTW, I guess you're going to die too because you're both horrible abominations that shouldn't be allowed to live, I guess.
Right.
And you're going to both kill each other because you want to do it again because I
And-
think you did it before.
And the only reason this whole scenario is coming up is because she's having a birthday party. That's it. They could have addressed this the week before in their relationship, 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
It's just because she's having a birthday party and he wasn't invited. That's it.
Well, people do some fucked up shit when they feel like they've gotten the shaft.
Right. But I mean, the movie
Get
should...
it? The shaft, because it's an orgy
Right.
birthday party.
Oh.
Oh, yes! All right, screw you both. That was an awesome joke.
That's a pretty hard victory lap you just took right there for that joke. There's no consequences to her birthday party. It's just a birthday party. It's not like when the queen of the werewolves has her birthday and the stars are aligned, the forces of nature will rise against mankind and we must stop that from happening. The only way to prevent the apocalypse is to make sure she doesn't get cake. That line of dialogue does not exist in that movie. The consequence of her birthday party is literally she has some punch and opens up presents.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Let's fuck that shit up.
Yeah.
Fuck werewolves.
Burn this mother to the ground.
And then
You didn't invite
baby
me.
bang.
Do you check your mail? I don't. It's probably in there. I have thought I've made some bad decisions.
You don't call. You don't write.
I also, to go back to Reb Brown not being Reb Brown, but well, because he's still just Reb Brown here.
Right.
But the character really aids in his Reb Brownness because his lines of dialogue are from like Reb Brown's character, whatever his name is standing in a corner. The screenplay probably reads like this, and then he just says something like, I can't take this shit anymore. I'm going to whip some ass. Like, take what shit and whip whose ass? He's constantly just like, they're like outside of a store or something. Like, this is enough. This is all I can handle. Now it's time to do something about it. Do something about what to who.
I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yeah. You doesn't even align. Just get the sandwich you want.
Well, the cameras aren't even on, Reb.
No.
I'm whipping her.
Yeah. You're like, what is this guy?
Who needs to be body slammed today?
Dude, he's the one that takes the pickles from the craft cart and throws them at people.
They're so... Yeah, because that's
you know he's the one.
Yeah, he's the pickle thrower of the group. Every group has one.
He's got you can sense it. You look in his eyes and you tell he's a pickle thrower.
Well, I don't think he is.
He's like, ooh, today they've been sliced off, so now they'll stick to things.
I think that he's...
Doesn't make sense.
I'm going to accuse him of not liking pickles at all because he can't stand having pickle fingers.
Like
Smelling like pickles.
you think? So what's Reb Brown smell like?
Old Spice.
Beef
Like
jerky.
a lot of it.
Yeah. Howling 3, your sister's a werewolf.
2.
Howling 2,
I don't remember what
3.
happened. I don't know if I've ever seen 3.
3 is the marsupials. Jackie and I like
Oh,
the marsupials.
yeah,
quite a
no,
bit.
I have.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Okay.
Number 9 from me. Ninja, the Final Duel. Remember this one, Sam?
Well, here's the problem.
Uh-huh.
They're all the same, and I can't tell them apart anymore. This is one of the Richard Harrison ones, right?
This is the Taiwanese one. The Taiwanese ninjas, where the plot of the movie is...
Oh, no, I forgot about this. I liked this.
Yeah, no, this is as ninja gets, without Shokasugi in it. Because Shokasugi is an actual ninja. These Taiwanese guys are clearly not ninjas. There's one Shaolin guy who's a real dick, and he wants to end... Or he's a ninja, and he wants to end the Shaolin... And so the entire plot is him trying to take out the Shaolin, but there's three good ninjas who are trying to fight him as well. That's all very cliche as far as a ninja movie plot, but what the wonder of Ninja the Final Duel is how far removed from ninjaing it actually is. And I'm talking about a movie genre that is based on bullshit, like smoke grenades and vanishing and ninja stars and catching them and weapons that don't make sense. Imagine all that and then tossing in some ninjas who cross lakes while riding on inflatable spiders that may actually be spiders.
They're supposed to be giant riding spiders.
They're like horses.
This is when I get to come in for this conversation because I did see the giant riding spiders and they were quite awesome.
It doesn't make sense.
None of it made sense. I also thought that at the end, when they actually have the final duel, the evil guy goes with mid-thigh shorts.
Yeah, right.
Like, wait a second, you have ninja beachwear?
Ninja beachwear.
Because he still had the headgear on.
Right.
But then he's got, like, an old-timey bathing suit.
As if the leader of the evil ninjas gets up in the morning and checks his AccuWeather.com forecast and says, "Oh, I think it's going to be sunny today. I should put on my ninja shorts."
Yeah.
There's no setup for it. He's just wearing ninja shorts. And they're not shorts that are being worn by a ninja. They're ninja shorts.
They're ninja shorts. They're ninja beach shorts.
Right.
They're specifically for ninja beachwear.
Right, like there's
not shorts that a ninjas wear. These are from the Ninja Beachwear catalog.
Right, there's a catalog that the ninjas order from, like Sky Mall.
Yeah.
But for ninja.
But for ninjas only. So their speaker statue Sasquatch has a headband.
Right. It's also got all the other staples of bad ninjing, like ninja burrowing, of course, is one of my
Ninja burrowing's fun.
Then him, the bad guy, a point about him is he just randomly laughs and disappears. Like he just vanishes.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's not pulling the Batman because I guess Batman disappears because it's cool?
Yeah.
Is it intimidating when Batman does it, or is it just cool?
I think it's intimidate. Everything that Batman does is for intimidation.
He disappeared. Well, I'm intimidated.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Because now you don't know where he's coming from.
Oh, he could be over there.
He
now.
could be anywhere.
Okay. This ninja guy appears to just disappear because of laughter. Like it's a side effect of him having a really good time. Shit, I laughed so hard I disappeared again.
That's his. That's the exhaust pipe on his transportation powers.
Right? God damn it! I'm over here now. I wasn't done telling the joke.
There was also in this one they had like all these different masters of different styles that came in and would fight each other.
And we get like a PowerPoint about them at the beginning of it,
and that it got so sidetracked with these other masters. And they never really got along and started fighting each other to the point that halfway through watching this, I forgot the bad guy was the bad guy.
Right.
I was like, oh, he's the bad guy again. By the time I figured out, I was like, but why is he wearing beach shorts? Because it wasn't until the end of it was like, oh yeah, that's the bad guy.
Right.
I think.
Man, like it is hard to describe what takes place in Ninja the Final Duel because it's so much non-plot based stuff that makes it bananas, but it's such a non-ninja film in its attempt to be a ninja film. Like it's as far away from being a quote unquote ninja film that it's trying to be. It's
Yeah.
like it's Room-esque in that way. Like, Tommy, you've gone so far away from the genre of drama that you're not drama now because you're trying so hard to be drama. It's trying so hard to be a ninja movie that it completely has stopped being a ninja movie.
Absolutely. It's a lot like that Hong Kong picture that was trying to copy Kamen Rider that we liked so much.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden it's like, well, you guys have gone into left field and you're not actually copying that at all anymore.
Man, this is the most ninja shit that's ever been. That's what they're saying, and
Yeah.
it's like, nope.
You understand ninjas less than the Shaw Brothers, and that's really hard.
Right.
Like, really hard.
If you haven't seen or heard of Ninja the Final Duel, it's Duel. I just cannot not
Duel.
say Duel. Google it. It's free on the YouTubes,
Yeah.
so make sure you watch that.
That would have totally edged out my next pick had I remembered it. I totally forgot
Son
about
of
that
a
movie.
bitch. You blew it.
No, sort of. You remembered, so we're fine.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
Bases are covered. Sam, what's your number 9?
Because this is a thin year, apparently, it's Howard the fucking Duck.
Whoa!
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, and what sucks about this worse is that now I feel like I've seen Howard the Duck more than 10 times in my life. And
You're in a very exclusive club with that, Sam.
Yeah.
There's not a whole
You're
lot of
watching
people.
it for the duck tits.
Yeah, right.
so, like there's some movies you're like, oh, it just keeps getting better every time I watch it.
Except for that one.
What I have here is that Howard the Duck keeps almost getting viewable. Like, I almost like it a little bit every time, but not quite.
Best 10 movies of the year. A movie I don't like.
Yeah, I don't really, but it is holding higher standing a little bit than it used to.
So you did like it more on this viewing than you did last time.
Every time, it almost keeps
It
getting more,
almost
almost
gets there.
getting viewable.
I think that it's the song. It really sticks with you.
The-
Howard the Duck.
Oh, man,
where he's on stage and he's rocking out.
That song sucks so
That movie's
hard.
just a pile of shit.
It's honestly not as bad as its reputation, though.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
it's not.
it's not Leonard Part 6, and it gets treated like Leonard Part 6 because it was such a bad decision in general to do. But really, I mean, I'd never seen it since I was a kid,
Yeah.
and I didn't really give a shit when I was a kid, other than the duck tits. I almost enjoyed it. Like, surprisingly, it's not as bad as people make it sound.
It is too hated. It shouldn't receive the hate that it does.
Right.
Because I think that it's actually like 2 stone throws and a hop away from being awesomely bad.
Right.
It just isn't.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's boring.
Yeah, I thought you
You
liked
liked
Howard
it going
the Duck.
in, but then I didn't like it as much afterwards. I
Yeah.
guess.
It's childhood memories and watching it as an adult. I'm like, oh, a film about bestiality.
There's some uncomfortable things in that movie for sure.
And, I just,
Unintended uncomfortableness.
it's so forgettable for me. So
Yeah.
it didn't make my list at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
What
all right.
shouldn't make anyone's list. Because,
But I made your list.
yeah. I don't know why. I just like, I looked at it a couple times. I'm like, God damn it. Fine, Howard the Duck. You're getting the call to the majors, buddy.
The big leagues. Yeah, it's a weird film with some really solid good things that are done in it, but then it's just surrounded by, why am I watching this? Because I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, there's not, like, Howard is a flawed character in general, but as soon as he gets to Earth, you kind of just are like, it's not that I don't like you, Howard.
Yeah.
I just don't notice you. Like, if Howard the Duck was walking down the street, you would look, based on how you feel about this movie, you'd be like, huh, okay, whatever. I guess I've seen weirder things than a duck wearing a suit walking around. Whatever.
Yeah.
I just kind of don't care, Howard, that you're a duck that walks around. That's what that film does to walking and talking ducks. It sets them back.
Yeah.
Howard the Duck, you've set back talking and walking duck relations 50 years.
I saw 2 ducks get in a fight yesterday.
Oh, yeah? Who won?
Yeah.
The mallard?
And they both kind of just flew off. So I don't really. I
So
was
it was
unable,
anticlimactic.
I was
like Howard the
unable
Duck.
to declare a victor. But I had never seen ducks squabble before. I was like, oh, apparently ducks get in fights. How about that?
Was it better than Howard the Duck? Would you
It
rather
didn't
watch
have Tim
that?
Robbins in it.
Oh yeah,
'Cause Tim
that's
Robbins is
hard.
pretty good
That's
in this.
hard to
He's a
ignore.
lot of fun.
Tim Robbins is always good.
Yeah.
Jackie, your number 9.
Hunter Killer.
Hunter Killer, starring Gerard Butler and Gary Oldman. Okay, why Hunter Killer? Because we discussed that slightly in the year in review, or not year in review, the Smap Fuzz, and it did not walk away with any awards. But go ahead.
I like Gerard Butler.
So it's just Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler is in a movie, therefore it makes my year in review.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yes, that is exactly why this movie is there. I like Gerard Butler. He looks very, very handsome in this movie. I also like one of the sniper guys, the redheaded sniper guy that goes in the tactical team that goes in and saves in the president.
Right.
The redhead guy. He was on, he
Toby
was,
Stevens.
yeah, he was also in Black Sails.
Right. Oh boy, is he good in that show.
Yeah, I really like that guy too. So
Yeah,
that was
Toby
like
Stevens
a
is
double
awesome.
whammy for me. And, it's just, I'm not going to leave him behind. And then he goes back to get his dude, but that guy's already dead.
Right.
I don't know. It just really, really
So let me
Gerard
ask you
Butler.
this. If Gerard Butler was in a Burger King commercial, would it make your year in review?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I mean, depends. If it's an extended commercial, I can count it, right?
They should do that. Like there should be like a McConaughey and the Lincoln type feel to this new series of Gerard Butler Burger King commercials about like what it's like to be eating a Burger King burger, and they all stink. Like they're Gerard Butler movies, but in Burger King commercials. I would
and
really
then he
go
gets
for
in
that.
a fight with a toilet. What? That's the action part.
Like he fights a toilet.
He's going to after
With
he eats
his
a lot of Burger
fists?
King.
Everybody fights the toilet after they have Burger King.
Right, but the toilet's your friend. He's your ally in the Burger
Really?
King
I
equation.
don't go around shitting on my friends.
Yeah.
He's trying to help you out. Like, man, I know you don't feel good. Go ahead and take a huge dump in me. That's what I'm here for. I'm your buddy. You're like, fuck you, toilet!
Sometimes I do when it's dirty and I don't want to clean it.
Yeah, that's not the
Maybe-
toilet's fault.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you should get like a sticker for your toilet that has a smiley face and then fill her up. And then you'll be like, oh, you are my friend.
You're my buddy. I missed you. Hug the toilet.
That's every weekend for me.
Yeah. That's when you end up in a pile on the floor by yourself. Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler.
This episode brought to you by Gerard Butler. Hunter Killer, I kind of also liked. It's just, for Gerard Butler, it's just so hard to not see him as Mike Banning. And when he's not Mike Banning, he's not Gerard Butler to me. He needs to punch guys.
Yeah.
He has to do that.
He's an exec on this one. And I think I don't know if he was silent, but I thought he was a producer on Geostorm as well, which has very little of him actually doing action.
Right.
And I know that he broke his neck during one of the Banning movies, and
Yeah.
so I think he's doing what he can to get away from physical
Yeah, and he's
stunts.
55 years old or something
And
like that.
He broke his neck?
Yeah, he shattered or didn't shatter, but he
Cracked a vertebrae. He
Cracked
didn't
a
actually
vertebrae.
know it until a couple days later, but it actually has caused him some health problems. And I think he wants to get away from having to do stunt work, but at the same time, it's like, you don't do it for me when you're the captain of a submarine.
it's not that I don't.
Oh, it does for me.
It's
Okay,
not
well,
that I don't dislike him not doing action. I just
Want him.
I need that, and
I want to be the coin that's in his pocket in this movie.
with his lint. What the fuck does that even mean, Jackie?
I want to be the bacteria on his testicles.
That's right.
Then I could be near to him. And also
Always.
inside of his skin, wearing him.
I keep getting these like brief emails and Facebook messages of people saying, I like Jackie's weirdness, and it hurts my brain actually when you say things sometimes. Like it bends time and space to try to have you figure out your nonsense. I want to be the coin in his pocket.
Because he has that coin in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he
Why
keeps
would
it
you
in his
want to be a
pocket.
coin in his pocket? Have you been inside, looked in your pockets? They're gross.
Maybe his pockets aren't.
Why do you
Yeah,
think, why do
his
you
pockets are going to be gross because he's got a military outfit on.
why do you think money smells so bad? Like, just take a whiff of a handful of change sometime. Pockets are gross.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with Angel Has Fallen this year, though. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm guessing Angel Has Fallen is probably going to be the end of Mike Banning, but like a trilogy type thing. But I'm pretty excited about it.
So Hunter Killer.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck, Gary Oldman? Why are you even in this movie?
What the fuck, Gary Oldman? This is a cash. This is just a check.
He didn't do that usually.
He didn't do that. Like, how many days am I going to be there? I don't know, probably 3. Yeah, all right, I'll do it. Did you read the script, Gary Oldman? I don't care.
No, in fact, I don't even know if I'm going to do the lines. I'm just going to yell for my day that I'm here. And
I
then
won
I'm
an
gonna
Oscar.
leave.
I won an Oscar last year, guys. Why are you here, Gary Oldman?
Because everybody needs a paycheck, Justin.
Gary Oldman he's sitting on a mountain of money.
I just don't understand why he's in it at all.
I don't get it.
Who's
either.
the lady, too?
What lady?
The lady that works for the guy. She's the one that's like putting all the things together.
Gary Oldman's yelling at constantly.
Yeah, she figures out how to send Toby Stevens wherever the hell he's going. She was somebody too, I thought.
Her name is Linda Cardellini.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
She's
okay.
Yeah, like she was Thelma and Scooby-Doo. She's Hawkeye's wife in Avengers.
Oh, yeah,
she's
she is
been in
Hawkeye's wife.
fucking everything. She was Freaks and Geeks.
She's in the #1 movie at the box office this weekend. She's the main in it.
Yeah.
Which is one of those Annabelle fucking movies, so we're not even going to talk about it. Blue Mouse bullshit. But
Boo.
Yeah, so her star is rising, I guess.
I think that she's always been on the verge of the A-list, but never really sort of...
Oh, I think she's getting on the verge of the B-list, Sam. I think you're giving a lot of credit to Linda Cardellini.
I think you should watch her be Thelma again and be like, Thelma's not supposed to make me forget about Daphne, and who's Daphne? What?
Oh, you're incorrect about that. Everybody has the secret crush on Thelma. It's the hot librarian thing.
Yeah, but... in that movie...
It's not Thelma, it's Velma, you fucking moron.
Whatever. Who?
You son of a bitch. It's Velma!
Whatever. I can't think of her name because when Cardellini did it, I was like, blah, 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 I'm Red Brown. Mommy, buttermilk in mouth. Mom, 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 mom.
Sam, you're the most immature person I've ever met, and I've met a lot of babies. Thank you, Glenn Howerton, for that one. Hunter Killer. Okay.
Yeah, Hunter Killer.
My number 8, is that where we're at?
Yeah.
Yep.
My number 8 movie, speak of the devil, is Hawkeye. Not that Hawkeye, the other Hawkeye.
The other Hawkeye.
Starring 2 guys who fucking hate each other.
In a buddy cop.
In a buddy cop movie.
It's okay. They hate everybody that's not the two of them more than they hate each other. So
Right.
I guess they're friends.
Hawkeye is just such a weird, self-aware movie of how stupid it is. And these 2 guys having a ton of fun with it. And arguably the worst line in all of film ever delivered. I came here to get certified, not pasteurized. And shitty Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
And Hawk himself. Unfortunately, I can't remember the actor's name.
No, he was the director too, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's just so bad and
Yeah.
so dumb and so cheesy and so knowing that it's stupid and dumb and cheesy and has fun with it. I think Hawkeye's fucking awesome.
I loved, but it's on my list too, just much higher. I really liked Hawkeye because it is self-aware, but he still manages to be the biggest dumbass ever.
He's so stupid. And they're dirty cops.
They're dirty cops.
And it's not like we have to determine, it's not like Running Scared where the movie is telling us these are the good cops. And we're
Yeah.
like, no, these are fucking dirty cops. That movie is telling us that they're dirty cops.
Yeah,
Like,
there's like guys that come in and be like, "You're fucking dirty cops. We're on to you."
yeah, we know. We know we're dirty
They're
cops.
like, "I can't even pay attention to you right now. I just, you know what? Fuck off. I'm gonna go to the bar
Yeah,
and
you
kick
punched
somebody's
that guy.
ass for no reason."
I just stole $40,000 up your ass and around the corner, buddy.
Yeah, see ya. I like the scene also where he goes into the gay bar, speaking of which.
Yeah.
And what's his thing that he keeps saying about, like, it's like back in Texas where, like,
Oh, yeah.
that's what we always say in Texas.
Back
We're
in
gonna
Texas.
get in the man pile or something.
then
He's
it's like
everybody, stop saying that.
Yeah, he back in tech, and then everyone in the movie looks like, You're from Texas? Really? All right.
Grubby Asian cop.
I guess you're wearing butt pants, so we'll give it to you. And he does like to he gives himself a lot of butt shots in this movie.
Oh, absolutely.
He kind of goes to town on, hey, you guys watching the movie, did you see my butt yet? Again? For the first time in 2 seconds? He loves it.
He does love it. Hawkeye, it's so... I almost think that Hawkeye knows that nobody is going to like these two cops.
Yeah.
Like the director and the writer is like, I don't want anybody to like these two cops, but you end up because they're such fucking dickheads.
Uh-huh. It's a lot like Shotgun Jones.
Yeah,
except
a lot like
it's a better
Shotgun.
shot.
Yeah.
I like Shotgun Jones a lot too because he just doesn't make sense.
Right. He's too big.
And he's a bounty hunter now. Wait, what? He doesn't fit in the shots.
Right.
He towers over everybody, but his character makes as little sense as Hawkeye's character.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's not just that you don't have any character motivation. Like, in the story world of this movie, I don't think your character knows where his keys are.
Exactly.
He can't even find his apartment.
But Hawkeye is treated by his fellow officers as if he's fucking Harry Callahan. Like, oh shit, Hawkeye's here.
Yeah.
This just got serious. Everybody stand back. We don't want to get in Hawkeye's way. That's how they treat maybe the worst cop.
Wait, he's a loose cannon. Really? Did somebody tell me he's from Texas?
What's he talking about this man pile thing?
Yeah. Who's that other? That's not Eddie Murphy, is it? No, that's definitely not. What is going on with these guys?
He shows up to a bank robbery where hostages have been taken, and by him having shown up, all the hostages die.
He shoots one of the hostages.
He shoots a hostage. Not like, what do you do, Jack? Shoot the hostage. He blows the hostage away
without
like,
thinking.
Suck it. Eat lead. Fucking bank teller.
Yeah. It's like if you're not pulling the trigger, you ain't playing the game. Wait, what are you talking about? You just shot the hostage.
Yeah, and then like the downside of shooting a hostage is you just get the cliche yell at the next day by the captain. You're causing too much damage in this town. One more mistake like that, Hawkeye, and I'm probably going to have to suspend you for about 6 hours.
Yeah. You keep shooting you shot that hostage and the mayor's 6 feet up my ass. It's the mayor yelling at you out of my mouth from my ass right now. Goddamn mayor on me again because of you. No, he's going to jail for murder.
I'm going to put you behind a desk for a couple weeks, Hawkeye, if you don't stop blowing up the city.
You actually burned down the entire police station for no reason. I'm on fire myself right now. I don't even understand why
I don't like your attitude, Hawkeye. Yeah, Hawkeye's great. Number 8, Sam.
Lost Empire.
The Lost Empire.
It was my first viewing on that one as well. I hadn't seen it. And
Wynorski's.
it was Wynorski. Yeah, I like it. I didn't like it as much as my other two favorite Wynorski movies, but it was like, wow, that's something else. And boobs. Again.
Two of the biggest boobs we've ever done a podcast on.
Sure.
Like there's Russ Meyer movies, and then there's The Lost Empire.
Well, she was in Russ Meyer movies.
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are some big
She's
boobs.
a Russ Meyer girl.
Those are as big as you can get.
Yep.
Without getting weird looking.
I mean, they're just huge boobs.
They're huge boobs. Yeah, Lost Empire is fucking great, man.
And it's just wacky and
it comes in under the radar too because like you've got the big shiny Wynorski movies that the cult classics as it were, you know, the Deathstalker 2 and the Chopping Mall and the
Munchie.
Well, no, not Munchie.
Not Munchie.
Earth Girls Are Easy and you know, the ones that everybody talks about. And Lost Empire is kind of like, wait, why haven't I seen this before?
Yeah.
Like we saw it when a friend of the show Roman brought it in, and I'd never even heard of it, to tell you the truth. But I'm a huge Wynorski fan, which kind of makes me sound like I'm not a Wynorski fan, which I hadn't even seen his first fucking movie, and it's as good as that. And we popped it in, and it was like, wow. Huh. I was expecting something that was not very Wynorski-esque because nobody talks about it. But it's like, I see the foundation for everything to come here, Jim.
Foundation of boobs.
Yep.
Yep. Raven Cox.
Delacruz, I believe.
Delacruz.
Raven de la Red Brown.
She had the best scene in this whole movie, right?
Oh, when she takes her shirt off, of course.
Well, with the snake.
Right,
It was
right.
just so sexy.
Yeah.
Was
Oh.
it?
Yeah.
Jackie,
I don't like
Jackie
snakes.
likes snakes on ladies.
I think it's sexy.
Some people think it's a thing. There is arousal to some people because they put snakes on the naked ladies. It happens.
I think that I was ruined by science class or something because we had snakes and they smell gross.
They smell terrible.
So whenever I see a snake on the screen, like, oh, look at the snake on the lid, I'm like, those things don't smell good.
Right.
They're yucky.
Yeah, they're covered in their own shit because they just slide through it
They
all day.
Get worms as bad as, oh, that was gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ew, they get worms?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
man.
and it comes because the snake's metabolism is super slow.
Uh-huh.
So when they shit, it's like the entire animal that they ate.
Right.
And one time, this huge ass python in our science class shit,
Burmese.
and it looked like a human brain made of worms. It was like that big, and worms were alive, and it was like,
Oh my God! Never mind.
Yeah,
Naked ladies,
snakes
snake
are not.
ladies.
Yeah,
no,
you've broken her.
you've broken me now. That's wow. That's so
half
gross.
of the 1980s Playboy catalog is now unviewable by Jackie
Yeah.
because
So
of the snake thing.
what if the snake like poops on you when it's doing its snake thing?
It does.
oh.
It does.
There's no warning. It's not like you train a snake to. You can't train a snake to poop.
Hold it. Hold it.
Yeah.
We got to get this shot, Mr. Snake. No, they just pee and poop.
Ew! Ah!
Yeah, snakes are not
Ew!
sexy in the least. And even if they are sexy, what's the connotation there? I mean, is it like Satan type shit? Like, ooh, what's that called? The original sin,
Sure.
blah, 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 blah. Or is it like
Wieners.
Is it like fucking tentacle porn? Is that what
I think it's like tentacle porn.
That's not it at all, guys with cameras and snakes and big booby ladies. Not
Yeah.
down. Not down.
Yeah. Now that we've really talked about the snake business,
You're out.
I'm out. That's just so fucking gross.
Unless you're talking about the dance of the three snakes. That's hot.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure she rolled her eyes at it.
Yeah.
Not hot. Lost Empire, possibly ninjas, possibly robots, possibly evil James Bond villain tournament fighting. Like, if you're a 13-year-old boy and you just start saying words that you like, Jim Wynorski makes a film about it for you. And that's what the Lost Empire is. I love
Yeah, I
the
loved
Lost
it.
Empire.
Yeah. Me too.
Jackie, you're number 8.
Alice, sweet Alice.
Alice, sweet Alice. Mostly memorable for Brooke Shields' first acting appearance.
Yes, but this is the one where they have the raincoat and the kids going around killing other kids at the communion.
Right.
And we never quite find out who actually kills who.
I'm still baffled by that.
And that still baffles me. That's why it made my list, is because I very rarely do I watch a movie and I don't get it. Or I don't get who killed who and all that
on this
crap.
show, it happens all the goddamn time.
Well, she's usually the last one to fall off the cart.
Yeah, true.
Like, you're like 10 minutes into the movie, like, I don't know what's happening anymore. And I usually keep it together for about 3/4, but if it loses me, Jackie can usually be like, this is what's happening. Like, oh, okay. When she falls off the cart, you know that it's like, okay, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but I think Alice, Sweet Alice is supposed to make you feel like that, like, because you're told what's going on by the way the film is edited together and the not continuity, but the timeline of events. And the film is called Alice, Sweet Alice, so you think it's fucking Alice, but I don't think it is,
because there's a shrine to Alice.
right?
And then the fat the fat neighbor with all the cats tries to molest her.
Right. Yeah, that fat neighbor thing was weird.
Yeah, it was super weird.
And not weird in like a bad filmmaking movie. I think that what the fat neighbor was supposed to do was accomplished by the viewer. You're supposed to feel uncomfortable by the fat neighbor in a horror way, like a psychological horror, not like a cat jumping out of the cupboard,
Which they did in that
scary,
scene.
The horror sting type of way. You're supposed to feel icky and psychologically gross inside by it. I think Alice, Sweet Alice is a good movie. I think it's not for me, but I do think it accomplishes something that very few horrors do, and not give you horror stings and make you feel icky on the inside, much like your Antonio Banderas, The Skin I Live In movie, or
Pedro Almodovar's film from a few years ago.
Yeah, there was another one that we really liked that makes you feel that way. Those are the best horror movies to me.
The one, I mean, when I watched The Skin I Live In the first time, when I realized when you realize, I sat straight up and put my hands like fists in my mouth, and I looked around in the theater. People were writhing.
Right.
You're just like, oh my god.
I think that Alice Sweet Alice is basically that. Very early on. This is a mid-70s movie, I believe. Brooke Shields is like 7. The other weird thing is about Alice Sweet Alice is the actor, or the actress, however you want to phrase that. She's playing a like 10-year-old, something like that. She's 30.
Huh.
What? That person's 30 at the time of this? What? It's like freakish. Like she's got Benjamin Buttons.
Huh.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
That is weird.
Yeah. I'll go there with you. If you like horror movies, check out Alice Sweet Alice for sure. Any other things to remark on that, since I basically talked about it for an hour and you said nothing?
I didn't watch it, so I can't say anything.
Was I looking at you son of a fucking bitch?
You were.
Damn
You're
it.
staring at me right now. Stop looking at me.
Okay, Jackie.
Don't make me pull this car over, you two.
My number 7. The Lost Empire.
The Lost
Oh.
Empire.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and declare this the year of the Jim Wynorski. We're going to be talking about him a little bit.
We'll
on this
mention him a
episode.
little bit later.
So I think I've said everything that I'm going to say about Lost Empire, except for one other thing that we didn't mention so far. The ever-rotating eyebrows of the lead villain.
Oh, yeah. Dude, that guy's awesome.
Yeah. Anytime you have a villain whose fake eyebrows are rotating scene to scene, you're on to something hot.
Yeah.
Sam, number 7.
Mine, number 7, is another SMABFA underachiever. Hurricane Heist.
The Hurricane Heist.
It didn't have what it takes to pull in any of the awards,
Right.
but it's dumb as shit.
Yeah, well,
There's a brother who's got a vendetta with a hurricane.
Yeah. There's also weathermen have Batmobiles.
well, yeah. That's a real thing, right?
Yeah.
The weatherman Batmobile. That's in this.
You get out of college, they give you your meteorologist degree and your Batmobile.
in your Batmobile.
That's just how it works.
They only give those to the top 5% of the class.
Do you think that there is rankings for meteorologists? Like, I graduated at the top of my field at being wrong at the weather predictions.
There is, because they show it on the news, right? It's like, chief meteorologist. Like, oh, so he's the boss of the other two? Right. All right, guys, I'm tired of you
And they both
not
just
getting wrong enough at the weather.
and they just go to AccuWeather.com.
It all goes to the National Weather Service.
Right.
Like, the movie Weatherman is beautiful because of that. When he's like, can't you give me better numbers? And the guy just turns and goes, it's just wind. It blows around everywhere.
Yeah, God, that's a great Nick Cage movie.
Nick Cage wasn't
Yeah.
in Weatherman.
Yes,
He's the star of Weatherman.
He's the star of the Weatherman.
Oh, I'm thinking of
Anchorman. Sorry,
Anchorman. Yeah, I'm thinking of Anchorman. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Brett Clinton Tamblyn, top meteorologist.
Yeah, exactly.
I love Lamp. Nope, different movie. What the fuck movie are we talking about? Oh, Hurricane Heist.
Heist.
Yeah, Maggie Grace is always great
Yeah.
because she stinks. I don't know why she ever is a thing. I mean, she's pretty enough, sure, but did you watch Lost? She's not. Whatever it is, she does not have it.
Yeah, no, Evangeline Lilly had it out of
Had
that show.
it.
Yeah.
Like she oozes it.
It.
Maggie Grace keeps showing up in these movies like she's a thing. She's a likable Tara Reid. Like, you're a thing?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Less drunk Tara Reid.
Right. Maybe. I don't know much about
Which makes her less likable to me than Tara Reid.
Oh, okay, because you like drunk chicks.
Yeah, I like drunk Tara Reids. I mean, she gets white girl wasted. Like,
She gets white girl
parties.
wasted. Yeah, she does. Hey, Tara, your titty, it's out.
It's actually on my face right now.
Did you never see the faux pas? The Tara Reid?
All of her stuff has come out at one point.
No, she's out on the red carpet doing the Tara Reid, I'm hot, like she's shitty Paris Hilton, and her titty comes out.
Yeah.
On the red carpet. And everybody's like,
Your
pointing
boob.
at her, and obviously all the paparazzi went fucking taking pictures, and it took her like 30 seconds for her to realize her titty was out.
And then another 45 to get it back in because she was so drunk.
Right. Sorry.
There's covered.
I puked on my pretty dress.
Oh no, it's just covered in vodka and it's running off. I didn't eat food anymore. Unless it's vodka. So Hurricane Heist, not Tara Reid. Which is a good segue, Tara Reid, because my main thing about Hurricane Heist is like, oh, so they're putting Sci-Fi Channel movies in theaters now?
Right.
Because that's what that is.
It really is.
It's one shark shy, right?
Exactly.
Well, and there's nobody in it that
Like-
you care about.
Oh, like
Like
the
actor-wise.
characters are, well, Maggie Grace.
Except Maggie Grace.
And
I don't-
Toby
she's not that great.
Kebler,
Toby Kebler is now something that we're going to keep an eye on for sure.
because he's in only shit movies.
He's terrible.
I liked their romantic dialogue in the Batmobile. She's
Right.
like, so what did you do before you had a Batmobile? And he was like, I thought about Batmobiles.
My dad was killed by this hurricane, and so I've been thinking about that my whole life.
Yeah.
I like that his dad got run over by a grain harvester.
I thought he got hit by a sign.
It was
or is
like-
that Kevin Costner?
So it's one of those, it's like I believe it's called a sphere windmill.
Hmm.
But it's a type of windmill and that like pops off of its thing and he gets like, it tumbles over the top of him and he dies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like this big steel ball kind of hits him and that's the end of him, I guess.
And it's seriously Toby Kebler's origin story. It's Bruce Wayne going into the Batcave.
Yeah.
Like, that was the day I swore vengeance upon all hurricanes, and so I entered meteorological school, and they gave me a Batmobile.
Well, you know he's legit because he can see the face in the storm.
Right? No, they're enemies. The hurricane is literally his Joker.
I thought that was Vosloo, the mummy, right?
Right.
Comes out at the end. Oh. You're like, hey, that's from the mummy. You can't do. So the hurricane's a guy?
He's a guy.
That's Frank.
Yeah.
Frank the Hurricane. There probably was a Hurricane Frank.
Probably.
Yeah. I bet you people didn't like Hurricane Frank because they probably got killed from him. Hurricanes suck. Hurricanes piss me off. We should do something about hurricanes.
Yeah, you go to meteorologist, go get your Batmobile, and then turns out you still can't fight it. It's a hurricane.
Can you shoot him with a shotgun?
No.
Okay. I heard somebody tried that. It doesn't work. That's too bad.
I think what happens is that after you get done with your heist, you get ahead of the one semi, and the other semi will get sucked into Frank.
Right.
And he like eats it with his man face mouth.
Nom, nom.
Then he's like, I'm good for a while. And then you win.
So the hurricane is kind of like Galactus as well.
Yeah.
Like he just arrives to start eating things, and you just have to feed him bad guys until he gets full.
Uh-huh.
Or have a nice discussion with him. Shout out to Squirrel Girl. Yeah, fucking Hurricane Heist. I kind of think we underrated it, to tell you the truth. Like,
Versus the other ones, it just didn't have it. And that's the thing is that I think really for me where it got kicked out was Mortal Engines kicked it out for me.
yeah, it's very similar to how we treated Gods of Egypt, where it just got decimated by London Has Fallen. But afterwards, you start thinking about it, you're like, man, I may need to rewatch that.
It was dumb as shit.
We may need to check out Hurricane Heist a couple
yeah, I'll watch it. I'll
times.
definitely watch it again. When I was watching it the first time, I was like, this is as bad as they can do and
This
put it
is
in a
as
theater.
bad as they can do and put it in a theater. Indeed.
That's not true. We had the Kirk Cameron Christmas that one year.
Well,
That
that's propaganda.
Yeah,
Propaganda.
and that wasn't a wide release. That had toured. It wasn't everywhere at once, so it wasn't like a wide release.
This is the
Oh.
action blockbuster movie of the early spring.
Yeah.
Well, what was that? Saint Joseph or whatever went in there and killed all those people. That was a Christmas tale.
Yeah, okay. Why are
No,
we
no, Saint Nicholas.
Why are we talking about something that's film propaganda?
Saint Dirty Harry filled him full of hot lead.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
I don't know what she's talking about anymore.
Let's go with my number 8 pick.
Okay.
Or my number 7 pick, sorry.
Yeah.
Theodore Rex.
Oh,
What?
my.
Yeah, this
God.
baby made it on the list.
Oh,
I thought
I don't
this...
feel bad about Howard the Duck now.
No, you probably shouldn't. I don't know. I liked the dinosaurs. They were pieces of shit, and they were funny. And the whole Mrs. Rex, the nightclub lady.
Quote unquote sexy lounge singer that I know.
Right. And the one dinosaur that keeps trying to pick up on Whoopi Goldberg that keeps burping in her face.
Which is so weird. It's very you, Jackie.
Yeah.
It is a weird movie. I love it.
That you're telling me that this is funny, but it's just too weird. Like, what? That doesn't even fucking make sense on a
Yeah.
comedic level, but some people like your jokes.
Also, that Whoopi Goldberg is a robot cop
She's a robot
Yeah.
cop.
with a dinosaur partner.
Or she's a cyborg, and so they chopped her head off and put it on a robot cop. I don't really know.
I think she's just a robot
She's
cop.
a robot cop all the way through and through.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay, all right. I disagree. I think Theodore Rex is truly one of the most unviewable films that's ever been made. I cannot recommend that to anybody. It's unwatchable. It hurts me on the inside to even think about it.
It's the poor execution of the worst ideas ever.
Uh-huh.
And in that respect, it's like, well, if you want to see the worst idea ever done badly, go right ahead.
Yeah.
Because this is it. They don't
that's
get
it.
worse. I
Right.
mean, Monster Go-Go's probably a little worse.
Yeah, it's probably a little worse, but yeah, I think
It's up there.
Theodore Rex deserves to be in the bottom of my IMDb 100. It's truly one of the shittiest movies ever
It
made.
should be bottom 10.
Yeah, it probably should. But
And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
that is just so weird. It just does not make you don't make sense. You're an enigma wrapped in a question box.
Bacon.
Bacon wrapped enigma. That's exactly right, Jackie.
Sure.
Even the statement about your weirdness doesn't make sense.
How did you
wrapped
get
enigma.
the bacon on that? What is that? Is that a lot of bacon or not very much bacon? I can't tell.
It's a bacon question.
Yeah.
Bacon riddle.
Bacon itself is puzzling me.
Okay. Theodore Rex. And that's all you have to say about it.
Yeah, I just watched the dinosaur club scene. That anytime that they're in the dinosaur club, that's awesome.
You mean the one time?
They go in there twice,
I don't remember twice, but okay.
maybe 3 times.
My number 6, and I could be argued. I could understand if this wasn't your bag of iced tea, as it were, or bacon wrapped enigmas. Angels Brigade, because I think my favorite genre is hot lady team ups.
Yeah.
I really like hot lady team up
Yep.
movies.
I did not think any of these ladies were hot.
Well, no, the lead singer lady, she is
Hot.
super hot. She is smoking hot. There's no getting around it. Their dress, the whole podcast, you were like, oh yeah, man, that dress and
Well, the song and everything.
yeah,
Shine, 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 shine on.
yeah. I think she's super hot. It's the one that we're told is super hot. The teacher who's not super hot.
Yeah.
And I think the tall kung fu demolition lady. I think she's good looking.
You know what? I am not going to be able to kick any of these ladies out of bed for eating crackers.
Nah, probably not.
I would.
Like Hell Squad, a lot of the Swords and Sandals movies.
Yeah.
I think that's why I kind of like Swords and Sandals movies, is because most of the time it's a bunch of chicks kicking the shit out of the dudes. I kind of like that. Is that weird?
You want somebody to step on your balls?
Ooh, it went right there, didn't it?
Is that where I'm going with this?
I don't know.
Like,
Maybe.
why do I like this genre of film? I mean, I like chicks kicking the shit out of dudes for some reason. Is that weird?
Oh, I see you got Justin a porno for Christmas. Yeah, it's Red Sonja steps on a dick.
Oh, I do not like Red Sonja. Because she relies on the Schwaz does all the ass kicking. She just makes poopy faces and has like this weird, no, you can't have sex with me plot. But I guess I'm not alone because there's a lot of those
Oh yeah,
movies.
that's what people.
I think
They
it's
do
just
well.
you like strong women.
Well, I like chicks holding big guns.
Did you ever see that G. Gordon Liddy calendar? It started as a joke, but it happened. It's like ladies shooting M60s in bikinis.
Oh, yeah. I've
Dude.
seen stuff like
and
that.
it was like you see the calendar and you're like, unfortunately, this can only be properly enjoyed in video because a lady shooting an M60 wearing a bikini, those things are going to be all over the place.
Right. It's just that Charlie's Angels thing.
Yeah,
Like,
Charlie's
and
Angels is fun.
Like, it's fun to me. Because usually the acting's terrible because they hire Playboy models rather than actual actresses because they got to be super hot. So you get a bunch of people that can't act their way out of a paper bag. And then the villain's usually Jack Palance just because he's Jack Palance.
Yeah.
Like, well,
yes.
Who are we going to have a bunch of ladies kick ass? Well, what's Jack doing? Like, and anytime you get Jack Palance on TV, I'm down. I love it.
Yeah,
No, I'm with you. That was a good movie.
He's slightly creepy without being gross.
Right.
But you would be flattered if he hit on you, kind of weird guy. Like, okay, it's kind of like, the town whore. If she takes an interest or he takes an interest in you, you're like, yeah, I'm good enough for the town whore. And then you never sleep with him because you're like, no, you probably have herpes.
No.
It's kind of like you make the list, but then you're like, all right, I'm good.
Any club that would have me, I wouldn't join.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
that's a
not
little
how-
bit farther, but
That's not how it worked for me. Oh, the town whore likes me. Cool. Let's
Yeah.
do this.
wait, you're the town whore?
Yes, I
Post
am.
facto, like after you have I was just having sex with whoever. Whoops, maybe I'm the town whore. Oh no.
You're the town idiot.
Yeah, I thought the bike would fly. I really did.
Then you've got Darby Hinton is the worst drug dealer of all time. And
Gets the shit kicked out of him by an 8-year-old.
He also doesn't get math enough to do it.
Right.
That's rough. If you can't do enough math to sell drugs, oof.
and Peter Lawford
As Peter Lawford. Because he's drunk as fuck.
He's drunk as fuck. Anytime you got your main villain who is literally drunk as fuck while he's acting, man, I love that. I love drunk actors. You like drunk chicks? I like drunk actors.
I like drunk actors too.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's great.
he had to get they had to prop him up on shit here and there.
Right.
Well, he's trying to paint at one point, too.
And he just
And he's just smearing the paint around on the canvas like, yeah, painting. Somebody in the art department's like, you motherfucker, I worked so hard to make that look cool.
Yeah, I love it when people are drunk on screen. Like, well, I mean, it's kind of sad because you know that their life is in the dumpster. Like they're alcoholics. If you're drunk at work, you're an alcoholic. I'm sorry, that's the end of the day. You've got a disease.
Yeah.
But as a horrible human person that I am, I like watching them work.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you're that far gone and you're still getting to do it in movies, I guess the chips have fallen in your direction.
Yeah, you're still working.
As your liver rots from the inside. Yeah, things are working out great.
Hey,
Everything's coming up, Lawford.
It sucks because I think Oliver Reed is my hero.
Yeah, he might be.
And that's why, oh God, he's so drunk they can't even prop him up sometimes.
Right.
Like he lays down in the movie because he's so drunk he can't do anything but lay, and then still delivers his lines.
I still think Orson Welles is the bar for drunk acting.
It's a low bar. That shit where he couldn't fucking the champagne, or just goes. They're like, and we're rolling, and he's just like, what?
So just say whatever. No, Orson Welles. There's a script. Did you get the script? I thought that was for another movie.
Yeah, I just say whatever, right? Yeah, that's
Rolling.
in fact we're done now because you just did.
You killed it, Orson. You've sold all the champagne. Yeah, like that end of Orson Welles' career where he just is in a bunch of bad movies. They're all like tedious dramas, but he's clearly just barfing on himself in between shots. It's great, but horrible.
Horrible.
I mean, sorry about your disease.
But then it was weird because that thing with Sybil Shepherd was talking about it because he didn't drink all the time.
Except for when he was at work.
Yeah, because he didn't want to do it.
Right, he didn't want to do it.
And he
This
had
is
to have
bullshit. All these movies are bullshit.
Yeah, so
he had a bit of the Hollywood, or not the Hollywood Boulevard, the Sunset Boulevard mentality. It's not me that got small.
Yeah.
It was the pictures. Yeah, he had a degree of that, and so he
sure.
booze up on stage.
But yeah, when he was at home not working, he would just eat fudge pops.
Fudge pops.
Those are delicious.
They're pretty good.
Speaking of alcoholism, I did hear now that you can make your own fruit pops with vodka. Just saying.
You can now do that.
Now, before freezing temperatures weren't cold enough.
Before we didn't have the technology.
Before, vodka just refused. It said, I'm not turning to ice. I'm staying liquid.
Thank God for this modern world we live in where we can freeze vodka. Jackie, you nutter.
There was a lady that came in that was like changing everyone's life. Like she bought some sign about wine slushies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's looking at it like, yeah, weird. You can freeze it and it turns into a slushie. This is not fucking
You
news.
didn't. Yeah.
But yes, you're right. You can now get toasted as fuck on wine when it's super hot.
On cold stuff.
On cold stuff.
Cool. Number 6, Angels Brigade. That's how we're getting into that. Sam, number 6.
Deathstalker 2.
Deathstalker 2?
2. Wait. Yes. I'll as well. I think is how she almost says it when she's yelling at him.
Yeah, there it is. Jim Wynorski's back on the list.
And it's funny too because I was like, oh, it's a thin year, so the bottom gets Howard the Duck. But even though it's a thin year, the top of this year for me was actually pretty hot.
Yeah, if number 6 is Deathstalker 2,
that's
woof.
hot because Deathstalker 2 is one of my all-time favorite bad movies.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Wynorski movie. I fucking love it.
It might be my favorite Swords and Sandal movie.
And it has that female wrestler in it with the red hair.
Oh yeah,
What is her name?
she wrestled.
Deanna Boher.
Yeah, but what was her stage name? She fucking
Bear lady?
Yeah, she fucking beat up a goddamn bear. How do you fight a bear on like for money?
Yeah.
Not because you're Leo DiCaprio and you get your ass eaten by a bear and become the undead.
Queen Kong is what it says. Is her nickname.
Oh god,
Her stage name.
Matilda the Hun.
Was also, in
Yeah.
Glow, she was Matilda.
Yeah.
The Hun.
How do you fight a fucking bear for money? I mean, Spider-Man literally had super strength and fought a dude for his first gig. She fought a fucking bear.
Yeah.
Hey, bear, this is all for fun. Take it easy on her. No, I think I'm going to eat that person. Holy shit, she just fucking gave me a backbreaker. I'm a bear.
Uh-huh. No, kangaroos, you don't want to get in a boxing match with bears wrestling? That's insane.
It's insane. No, she's fantastic. Who's the lead in Deathstalker 2? What's his goddamn name? Because he's great, too.
He's the best
John
part about...
Terlesky?
Yeah, John Terlesky.
Yeah.
He also co-wrote it on the plane, I guess, with... that's what happened. Him and Wynorski were like, so we're going to do the movie, right? Yeah. Let's start writing it on this plane ride to it.
Can I have another frozen glass of wine?
You got any more of
stewardess?
those wine slushies?
You got any fruit popsicles?
Yeah.
The vodka?
Just dump it in my mouth.
Can I have a hot towel? I'm about to write a movie.
Just fill this woman up with so much vodka that I can milk it out of her.
Yes, my dream!
Red Brown's on this flight, too? Red Brown would be at the back of the plane.
Yeah.
He can't get there on time. Red Brown is definitely the type of person who cannot get to the gate and like comes into the plane. Everybody's grouchy because the plane's been sitting by the fucking airport for like 15 minutes and your butt's already starting to get hot and there's not enough air. And then Red Brown comes in with too much luggage and he's sweaty because he's been running the whole time.
Or he shows up on time, almost, but then's like, nope, I have to poop. And then he just takes this 35-minute digger.
Right. Okay, Deathstalker 2.
John Terlesky is genuinely hilarious.
Yeah,
That's
he's-
the other thing.
It's a genuinely hilarious movie.
It is genuinely hilarious. It is so funny. Mm-hmm. And then Monique Gabrielle and her smuggling act that just never gets old.
No. Yep.
Tony Naples, though, she was a disappointment.
Really? I like Tony Naples. I love the way that she's like, I'll get you, Deathstalker, too.
God, that movie's fucking great. Seriously, name a better Swords and Sandal movie. Obviously better. There's fucking Lord of the Rings, but
They have normal shoes.
they don't have shoes.
The boots?
The Hobbits don't have shoes.
They
Sam.
don't have shoes, and the other people have boots.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's
there's
not
no
a sword and
sandals.
sandals movie.
It's swords and hairy feet. Fantasy, just general
Sure.
swords, wizards, bullshit genre. That might
Conan.
be the funnest that there is. Conan's pretty fucking fun.
I like
He
Conan
punches a
lot.
camel.
Punches a camel. Deathstalker 2, I think I'm going to take over Conan, though.
I love Conan so much that I can't do that, but it's my favorite Wynorski movie for sure.
Okay. All right. You fly your way, I'll fly mine.
Mine has schwaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Deathstalker 2 better. Barely, but that's high. I mean, anybody to even say that sets a very high bar for Deathstalker 2. You can't not have it on the top 10 list.
I wasn't ready for it the first time I saw it. Like, it just sort of... It was a bad movie Sunday, like 10, 15 years ago, and nobody's deciding on anything, and Roman's just like, fuck this, I'm going to put in a Wynorski movie. He hadn't seen it yet, and just like zings it in there, and everybody's like mouth on the floor like, this shit is amazing.
And it's completely not Deathstalker.
It's
Not even at all.
Couldn't be less Deathstalker if it tried, and it tried real hard.
Right.
Because that's the thing, is they're like, oh, we got it. No, we're going to... John and I are
Deathstalker
gonna
kind of sucks, guys. Let's do something different.
He just rapes people.
Yeah,
and
he's kind of sucks.
listens to Dawkins. I don't like it. I like Dawkins fine, but this guy's a butthole. And so they're like, oh, let's get loose on this airplane and write a better movie that really isn't Deathstalker at all.
And they do.
Yeah.
It's like one of those really good bad movies. It's not Hell Comes to Frogtown, because Hell Comes to Frogtown is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
But it's good.
It's good. And it's one of the only ones where he spent too much time.
Right.
Like he overshot things for one of the lone times in his career, spent too much time, and even Corman goes to the bat for him, like, don't fuck with him, let him do his thing.
Yeah.
I don't care if he took too long, he's never done it before, he probably won't do it again, but let him do his fucking thing.
And the jokes are genuinely good jokes.
Yeah, they're funny.
Stand-up guys could use these jokes.
Yeah.
They're not corny jokes like Jim usually tells, where you could put a wah, wah afterwards sometimes, and so the joke is so bad. They're dad jokes sometimes.
They're
This
weird
is
uncle
truly,
jokes.
Yeah, weird uncle jokes, because they're mostly about boobs. Deathstalker 2 actually has legit funny, well-written jokes in it. Unironically funny jokes.
And Terlesky is able to deliver them very well, is the other thing.
Yeah, everybody's great. Deathstalker 2 is a great pick. Jackie, number 6.
Beware of the Slender Man.
Oh, no!
Yeah, this totally made my list. Horror movie, scary. People turn into trees.
Oh,
Teenage
no.
girls.
Oh!
Yeah,
One of them has like a...
eating disorder.
It's like framed as this horrific situation, but it's really just a slight mood swing in a library.
Right.
Well, the white trash kid needed to escape her life.
I couldn't even tell you who that is, Jackie, because the movie's just gone from my brain.
I remember Midnight Man more, only because of how stupid standing inside the chalk circle was.
Yeah, right.
Like, that's... The tree, I guess, you turn into a tree.
You
I
turn
remember
into
that.
a tree.
So
if you get
that was
Slender Man.
pretty dumb, too.
He comes and takes you away.
He doesn't come and take you away. You go to him. That's the dumbest. That's why it's so stupid, is because it's not like it's my ambition to get you to turn into a tree because I need trees. You're like, hey, Slender Man, take me away from my shitty life. I'd like to go to Fantasy Island where I get turned into a tree.
Yeah.
It's your thing.
It's like Pinocchio,
Yeah. What?
where they tell Pinocchio, oh, come to the fun land.
Oh, it's reverse Pinocchio.
Yeah, come to the fun land.
I don't want to be a real boy.
Yeah, he's, the Slender Man's a false advertiser. Let's just put it out there.
Okay.
Because, in the story, he's supposed to come take you from your life. It's supposed to be this great place where all these other kids
Really?
that hate their lives, and they're all living in the Slender Man's world.
The island of misfit toys.
Right. But in reality, he just turns you into a fucking tree.
You just become part of a forest. And it seems like it's uncomfortable to become a tree. Like, she's not real thrilled about the process. Like, maybe painful. Like, I'm becoming a tree.
And what happens when they cut you down?
You get tossed in a fucking fireplace and turned into carbon.
Unless you're a really nice tree, and then you get turned into a wailing guitar.
Yeah. You got to be specific when the Slender Man comes to get you, right? Because you don't want to be just any tree.
I need to be a very straight, thick maple. Otherwise, I am not going to get Eddie Van Halen.
I don't think you get to make those terms with Slender Man. I think he just turns you into whatever, like, oh, that looks nice.
You bring a note. You bring like a packet with you. Because you're not going to be able to obviously talk to him because he's going to turn you into a tree fast. You just like hold up the thing. And he's
like a picture.
I believe I see you've brought a dossier full of demands here.
Which is ironic because you're bringing a wood product to be turned into wood.
Yeah.
So another person that Slender Man turned into a tree got turned into paper, so you could tell Slender Man what type of tree you want to become.
Wax you in the face with it.
See, this person got turned into paper. I want to be a guitar.
Yep.
Makes sense. Thanks, the internet, for all of that stuff. Your fucking creepy pasta that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Arbor Day.
I disagree, Jackie. I didn't like Slenderman that much.
Slenderman very much.
Number 5 for me is Deathstalker 2.
All right.
Yeah, just slightly ahead of you, but yeah, I mean, again, you're absolutely right. There is a field ahead of these movies, and we're going to be talking about them next episode. So, yeah. Sam, you're number 5.
My number 5. Who Killed Captain Alex?
Whoa!
Whoa, Sam, give me a high five.
Is that your number 5 too?
Yep.
Nice. All right.
Nice.
Looks like we're closing the episode out on Who Killed Captain Alex. Good fan of the show. Jack B's first of his 2 picks for being a superior Patreon fan, the Commando level. What's it called? Wakanda Wood?
Wakanda Wood. Wakanda Wood?
Wakanda Wood.
Wakanda Wood. Wakanda Wood's the fake place, right?
It's fake?
Yeah.
What?
Geography.
How do you know? It's kind of the Wakandan way to hide in the shadows, like, hey, you're not even supposed to know that maybe they do exist, Sam. They're like gremlins.
That doesn't... Gremlins?
Yeah, they're real.
Okay.
They just don't want you to know about it.
Wakanda Wood, I think, was it.
Okay, Wakanda Wood.
Yeah. My favorite part about Who Killed Captain Alex is that the movie is never concerned with that really at all.
Exactly.
And as it turns out, he killed himself.
While taking a bath.
He slipped and fell in the bath and died.
Right. He shot himself while taking a bath because Captain Alex was a buffoon. The movie is the most budget movie we've ever seen because it's shot on $200. The Astron 6 can't even do that.
No, they were $600 on Manborg, I think.
Right. This is $200. Yeah. And it's superior writing. Like, it's genuinely knows what it's doing, the writing behind this. There is thought, passion, and belief, and knowing at the end, dude, I wonder if anybody's actually going to figure out who killed Captain Alex.
Yeah.
So who killed Oh.
Yeah. Really? Well, this is much ado about nothing then, isn't it?
I personally, my favorite part was the announcer guy. At first, it's kind of annoying, but then it's all of a sudden he's like,
well, it's a cultural experience.
Welcome to Wakanda, as they're beating up a woman.
This is Wakanda. Not Wakanda, Uganda.
Uganda.
Yeah. It's a cultural experience. It was very educational, very interesting, hilarious, and just it's the type of film that gives you the warm and fuzzies to me.
Yeah.
Because an entire village came together to make this.
Yeah.
And everybody had a great time, enjoyed it in a country that is having a very rough go at it right now.
Yes.
And
not just right now. A place that's had a rough go for quite a while.
It's pretty crappy right now. But just the smiles that were on people's faces while they're making this film and
even though they're supposed to be dying.
Right. They're just having so much fun. It's it's nice.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good. You know,
It does.
It does.
it takes a village to
Make a movie.
make a movie. That old proverb.
Or a bunch of assholes that don't know what they're doing. They
Right.
spent $400 million on it.
Yeah, and are miserable with their cocaine-filled lifestyles, and their wives are cheating on them, and
They're rapists to begin with.
they're probably
and
a rapist to begin with, and they probably owe money to the mafia,
they're going to die on the
and
toilet.
they're probably gonna die on the toilet. Yeah, no, Wakala would. Good job, guys.
Good job.
Yeah.
Jackie. Oh yeah. Oh, your number 5 is Who Killed Captain Alex. You got any final thoughts on final Who Killed Captain Alex?
Uganda forever.
No, that's Wakanda forever.
Yeah, it was
This is Uganda.
This is
after
Uganda.
like, somebody gets slapped in the face, and you're like, whoa, is it?
No, I don't want to go there.
What's he keep calling the bad guys?
I don't remember.
Uganda Commando or some shit like that.
Tiger Commando.
Tiger Force. Tiger. I can't remember.
Yeah, there's Tiger Commandos, and then you get them confused. But you actually can't tell who's who without that guy.
Right.
So that's sort of the thing. You
Right.
kind of need him to point things out here and there.
It's a neat little film, and I wish there was more of that stuff. There you go. There's our top 10 through 5. Tune in next week where we will cover the top 4 and our top 3 actually good movies of 2018. So check that out. Get to the chopper. Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.